And I hear it's for Geoff Diehl.
Yeah.
And it's your state representative headquarters. And what's the address of the headquarters?
Yeah, it's so I did mention that early on. It's 529 Washington Street. It's right next to ABC Specialties, a T-shirt.
Right in the center of town.
An embroidery shop there that does special custom things. Right up from Millie's, across the street from Curves on Washington Street there. Yep, we're going to be opening the office officially on Monday, July 26th. I'm not sure what date this is airing when you're seeing this, but it's either opening or has just recently opened. We're going to keep the doors open so people can come in and learn more about me as the candidate. And but we're having a special kickoff that night at 6:30 Monday night. Jen Nestor, the head of the Mass GOP party, is coming down to officially.
That'll be exciting.
Christen it. And we're also supposed to have some other special guests, statewide candidates. I don't want to name them yet, but
right. It hasn't been ironed out just yet. And you'll have all your volunteers there, of course, and I'm sure there'll be refreshments.
Food and refreshments at no charge. We're welcoming the public to take a look at this wonderful space that, through donations, through hard work with the volunteers.
Yeah, it does take money to keep the campaign going.
It does, and we've had great response, which is why we're able to open it, this early, have it staffed. With a great core of volunteers. I think everybody's going to be very pleasantly surprised to see how much activity has already been going on.
Oh, sure.
And I think they're going to like it.
The canvassing has been going on in the 3 towns.
We've had volunteers been able to get out on the weekends and help knock door to door and speak about the campaign. So everything's going great with the campaign, and with a lot of hard work and energy. I think November 2nd, I'll have a chance to get to the State House and start, like I said, digging into a lot of these issues that affect us as towns.
Well, I was on my morning walk. I think it was Saturday morning. I said, what are all these vans and SUVs, and all these kids are piling out of it, and they're going into a building that has brown paper on the windows. Well, you obviously haven't opened yet, but so I asked a few of them. They said, "Oh, we're going to go canvassing. We have all these teams," and they were just so excited.
It was great. The response to this campaign, I will say again, has been in ways overwhelming. I've been very pleasantly surprised at the knowledge that everybody has out there of what the issues are, especially at this time of year. I mean, it's the summer. It's not really
people aren't really
back to school
election mode just yet.
and yet I'd say that again you talk about groups like Tea Parties, and you talk across the country, and here in Massachusetts, there's over 100 candidates running for state representatives. So, I'm one of many that are really, I think.
Is that a record in recent years? Well, in recent years it is, but
if it isn't, it should be. I don't know. This is certainly a year that I think everybody said we've had enough of the status quo on Beacon Hill, and we'd like to make a change. And I'm glad to be a part of that, and hope that people recognize that what I stand for is what's good for the towns, and that's it.
When you talk, you go to many events and you meet other candidates. When you talk amongst yourselves, are there any really common issues that the candidates want to get across in this election year? Is there any common theme, or
I'd say that,
or an important theme that needs to be stressed?
The sales tax increase, while it took effect a year ago, we're right at the anniversary of when it took effect. August 1st is when that sales tax increase went into effect. That was an anti-stimulus to the stimulus money. It made companies go out of state. We lost jobs. People were on unemployment, now taking up more welfare. We need to reverse that. Okay, there's a ballot initiative, by the way, that made the ballot. It's to reduce the sales tax to 3%, not just roll it back to 5%, but to 3%. People say, how can you do that and still maintain the money to the towns? Well, let me put it this way: the state spends on the books roughly $28 million, and there's another 25 to 30 million that's off books with departments that have sort of their own rotating funds, revolving funds of money in and the money out, how they spend it. So if you look at total government spending in Massachusetts, it's closer to $50 million. If you, and just running the numbers, when you did the sales tax increase from 5 to 6.25, it was about $1 billion they expected to raise. So when they cut it back to 3, you're talking about $3+ billion that they want to trim from that $50 billion budget, which is very doable, especially if you look at, again, the illegal immigration of $1.9 billion. That right there would take care of 2/3 of what we need. So anyway, as common themes go, I'd say that cutting the sales tax is something that across the board people that I know of are looking to get done, and that's one of the main themes for me.
Oh, sure. I think going to 6.25, right? It just totally discourages the small businessman. He has to pass along those costs, of course. And
healthcare went up at the same time too. I mean, healthcare has just continued to go up, and now we've got a mandated, you know, federal thing when we didn't really need that here in Massachusetts anyway.
There's just a mindset to tax, 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 and the focus has to be jobs, jobs, jobs. You can't tax corporate America into oblivion, and corporate America is a small percentage of the creators of jobs. It's all the small businesses across the country, across Massachusetts.
That's really, it is. The people who own a pool supply company, people who do landscaping, you know, they have to employ people, and they're seasonal. They need to make sure that they save enough over the winter, let's say, or vice versa over the summer to make sure they get through.
And they stay within a budget in their businesses. So
we all have to live within a budget, right? We do as families, we do as towns, we have to live within a budget. And I think we need to, certainly as a state, be much more disciplined.
Has there been any discussion about the mass income tax rate in this, among your peers in this election cycle?
No, I think the mass tax income tax rate, while it was, you know, voted, it was supposed to be on a ballot question. You know, it was voted to be reduced.
Yes.
The legislature overrode that.
Yeah, ignored the will of the people.
Ignored the will of the people. So I guess that's going to be something we have to tackle at the next go around.
But the focus is more on the sales tax.
Get the sales tax so people can get back to work.
Right, right, obviously. Well, this is the end of another installment of 7th Plymouth Chat. It's been great talking with you, Geoff. Again, my name is Steve DeGrecci, and I'm the host. Any parting comments?
No, I just want to thank you again and look forward to continuing this now and certainly well into the future.
Me too. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you.
Nice talking.